Most people think waking up in the middle of the night means something has gone wrong. They assume it's stress, anxiety, aging, or a sleep cycle that needs fixing. But for most of human history, waking up at night wasn't a problem at all. It was normal. For centuries, humans rarely slept in one long, uninterrupted stretch. Instead, they followed a pattern that would feel strange today, but once felt completely natural. They slept in 2 shifts. This wasn't a trend or a regional habit. It happened across cultures, across countries, and across social classes. People even had names for it. They called it first sleep and second sleep. Everyone knew exactly what that meant. When the sun went down, darkness followed quickly. There were no glowing screens, no brightly lit rooms, and no endless ways to stay entertained. Night was quiet, and darkness had weight. So people went to bed early, sometimes just an hour or 2 after sunset. They didn't fight sleep. They welcomed it. They fell into a deep, heavy rest that modern researchers believe was rich in slow, restorative sleep. This was first sleep. Then, after several hours, something unexpected happened. People woke up. Not suddenly, not in panic, and not confused. They simply opened their eyes. Their minds were calm. Their bodies were rested. This quiet stretch of wakefulness in the middle of the night had a name. It was often called the watch. During the watch, people didn't lie in bed wondering why they were awake. They expected it. Some got up to pray or reflect. Some read or wrote by candlelight. Some talked quietly with family members who had also woken. Others sat alone, listening to the silence or watching the fire burn low. This wasn't considered wasted time. It was considered useful. Historical diaries mention the watch casually, as if it needed no explanation. Old medical texts offered advice on how to use this time wisely, including reflection and calm conversation. Court records even reference events that occur between first and second sleep, treating the timing as obvious. Poems and personal letters mention it in passing, assuming the reader would understand. No one questioned why people were awake. After an hour or 2, something else happened naturally. Sleep returned. People went back to bed and entered second sleep, which carried them through the morning. 2 sleeps every night without effort or anxiety. So why does this sound so unfamiliar today? Because darkness disappeared. At first, candles stretched evenings slightly. Then oil lamps and gas lighting pushed nights later and later. But electricity changed everything. Suddenly, night looked like day. Homes stayed bright. Streets glowed. Shops stayed open. People stayed awake long after their bodies were ready to rest. Bedtime shifted later. Morning alarms became unforgiving. Work schedules tightened. Factories and offices demanded consistency. Society slowly decided that sleep should happen in one solid block, uninterrupted and efficient. By the early 20th century, the idea of 2 sleeps faded from public awareness. But human biology didn't change just because society did. That's why so many people today wake up around 2 or 3 in the morning. Their mind feels alert. Their thoughts feel sharp. The house feels unusually quiet. And instead of seeing this as normal, they assume something is wrong. They check the clock. They count the hours they think they're losing. They worry about how tired they'll feel tomorrow. But modern sleep researchers have noticed something interesting. When people are placed in environments without artificial light, the old pattern often returns. With true darkness restored, sleep naturally splits. People fall asleep, wake quietly for a while, and then drift back into rest. No instructions, no training. No sleep apps, just instinct. This suggests that waking up at night may not be a flaw at all. It may be a biological memory. For much of history, this midnight window was considered valuable. People described it as calm, reflective, and unusually clear. Thoughts felt organized instead of scattered. Emotions felt quieter. Time seemed slower. There was no noise, no pressure, and no expectations. Just stillness. Of course, modern life doesn't leave room for midnight reflection. We have alarms, responsibilities, and early mornings that don't care about ancient rhythms. So the goal isn't to return to 2-shift sleep, The goal is understanding. Because understanding changes how you react. Instead of panicking when you wake up, you pause. Instead of fighting your body, you let it settle. And very often, sleep finds its way back on its own. So the next time you wake up in the dark and wonder why your mind feels awake, remember this. You're not failing at sleep and you're not broken. You may simply be waking up the way humans once did, night after night, for centuries.